Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know the deal on this channel, man. We must continue to put some respect on Michael Jordan. Set the record straight, man. Stop the lies. Stop the narratives, man. Put some respect on these past eras. You guys know the deal, man. And in this video, guys, we're going to talk about Michael Jordan and how Michael Jordan wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect because a lot of this we done with the 90s stuff, right? And they try to, show these lowlights of Michael Jordan. They try to make it seem as if we've always been saying all these years that Michael Jordan was perfect. He never turned the ball over. He never missed a shot, right? He never fouled out, right? He never had an offensive foul. None of these things, man, it's so far from the truth, man. Even Michael Jordan, the person, they try to make it seem like, we've been saying that Michael Jordan is this perfect guy. And we're going to talk about it in this video, guys, because that's never been the case. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel, guys. I'm truly humbled by the support, man. Remember, we must continue to do this, guys. Stand up. Stop these losers from rewriting the history, man. We can't allow them to do this. Like I said, man, we grew up watching this stuff, man. So much respect to all you guys out there, everybody in the membership, anyone that's donated to my channel, guys. Like I said, man, it's truly humbling, man. Thank you. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, this we done with the 90s stuff, them trying to, quote unquote, expose Michael Jordan by, so Michael Jordan didn't have a left hand and Michael Jordan, lowlights, or Michael Jordan dribbling out of bounds or Michael Jordan missing a shot, whatever the case may be. And they're trying to make it seem as if we've always been saying that Michael Jordan was the perfect basketball player. That's never been the case. What have the Michael Jordan fans, what have I said on this channel? We've said that Michael Jordan had no weaknesses on the court. Weaknesses. That does not mean that you're a perfect basketball player. There's no one that's perfect. No basketball player has ever been perfect. No human being is perfect. Right? But when they try to talk about Michael Jordan, a lot of these LeBron James fan club members, I told you, these fake NBA fans, they're not real fans of the NBA. They're not real fans of basketball. They're trying to tear down Michael Jordan in the past eras and make it seem as if they're exposing Michael Jordan as he wasn't a perfect basketball player when no one ever said that Michael Jordan was perfect, man. So you'll hear them say, oh, look at Michael Jordan dribbling out of bounds, or Michael Jordan stumbling and falling down, or Michael Jordan missing a shot. It happens. It happens to all basketball players. Michael Jordan's field goal percentage wasn't 100%. Michael Jordan doesn't have 0 turnovers for his career. He doesn't have 0 offensive fouls in his career. Yes, Michael Jordan, I told you, I saw games where Michael Jordan was called for multiple travels in one game. One game, guys, I remember him called for 3 travels, guys. 3 in one game, Michael Jordan. Those are the facts. But at the same time, these players or these fake fans now will tell us that Michael Jordan got all the calls. Oh, Michael Jordan gets all the calls. Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that. But when you point out the facts, the reality, it exposes that, right? Michael Jordan did not get all the calls. I've done videos on this, right? As a matter of fact, LeBron James has got way more of the benefit of the doubt calls than Michael Jordan ever has. Once again, how many times on these Shaq to the Fool clips I've been posting, guys, have you seen LeBron James clearly travel and nothing's called? Off the top of my head, I got to think about 3 or 4 clips that LeBron James blatantly traveled right in front of the referees. There was no calls made. And some of those times that he traveled, he scored right after that, and they counted those baskets. That was never the case with Michael Jordan, man. Do these guys get away from travels from time to time? Absolutely, it happens. But the blatant travels that's going on in this era, these guys are blatantly carrying the ball, taking 3, 4, 5 steps. No one's calling anything. But they want to talk about Michael Jordan, some lowlights. They want to, like I said, once again, act like they're exposing Michael Jordan, his era. No, none of these guys were perfect, man. When we talk on this channel, we're talking about the eras, I'm talking about the 90s and specifically, guys. When I speak, I'm speaking in generalities. It's a generalization when I say the guys in the 90s didn't flop, right? They weren't abusing it. Right? When I talk about guys in our load management in the 90s, it's a general statement about the entire 90s as a whole. Right? That's how we're talking about this. Right? When we talk about Michael Jordan not having any weaknesses, those are the facts. He did not have any weaknesses. Dribbling with his right hand or dribbling with his left hand was not a weakness. Right? Driving to the right or driving to the left or free throw shooting or any of these aspects of the game. They try, oh, Michael Jordan couldn't shoot threes. What do you mean he couldn't shoot threes? Michael Jordan could do whatever he wanted. He chose not to shoot threes. Choosing not to do something is not the same as not being effective or good at it. It was not a weakness, right? The Portland Trail Blazers found that out real quick in game 1 of the 1992 NBA Finals. Their game plan was to sag off Michael Jordan and allow him to shoot that. And what happened? right? Rick Adelman, Clyde Drexler, they paid the price for that. He embarrassed them, right? He exposed their defensive tactics against Michael Jordan, exposing this idea that Michael Jordan couldn't do something at a high level. He could do whatever he wanted on the court. That's what no weaknesses means. That doesn't mean that you can never foul somebody or never travel or never carry the ball or never miss a shot, never have a turnover, right? Those things happen. All NBA players across their history have lowlights, quote unquote lowlights, plays where they didn't look so great, right? Like I said, they stumbled or whatever the case may be. But it's the frequency, the consistency of these things that exposes this era, right? So when we point out, and I talk about the past eras, and I say guys weren't flopping, right? And you'll have someone could pull up a video of Dennis Rodman flopping down from getting hit from Karl Malone or getting smashed by Shaquille O'Neal, right? They'll point out guys like Vlade Divac, and they'll say, oh, those guys flopped back in the eras. Yes, in every era, there may have been a quote-unquote flop by a player here and there, but it was the consistency that these players did not do this. And where's the evidence of this? Well, quite simply, they didn't have to come up with flopping guidelines in the 80s or the 90s, the 70s, none of this stuff. They didn't have to worry about that. It wasn't damaging the game because it wasn't being done at a high level consistently by the all-time great players of the eras. They weren't doing this, right? So that exposes that notion right there when we think about something like the load managing, right? And I tell you guys, the guys did not load manage in previous eras. And then you'll have someone who could pull up something and be like, oh, well, the Spurs did load managing first, or this player sat out for rest, and they would rest players. Once again, we're talking about generalizations and the overall, right, aspect, the overall of the game of that era. So overall in the 90s, guys were not load managing. I told you, when you turn the TV on, Michael Jordan was going to be there. Scottie Pippen was going to be there on the Bulls. I told you, put the Houston Rockets on, Hakeem Olajuwon was going to be there. You turn the Spurs on, David Robinson, Sean Elliott was going to be there, right? These are the facts. You put on the New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing was going to be there, Charles Oakley, John Starks. These guys were going to be there. You don't have to worry about this stuff. The Indiana Pacers, you knew Reggie Miller and Rick Smith were going to be there. You knew that. These are things, guys. Those are the facts, man. Right? The Golden State Warriors, you knew Chris Muller was going to be there. These guys showed up to work, man. They literally showed up to work. You don't have to worry about them not being there. So once again, when we talk about load managing, right, you can obviously see that in this era, they had to come up with a load managing guideline, a 65-game minimum for you to qualify or be eligible for a postseason accolade, an award, any things like that. And what you hear the players in this era complain about, well, the past players didn't have that standard. Once again, this exposes them because the past players did not need that requirement. They didn't need that standard because they showed up to work, right? Consistently like when we talk about the entire era, right? Now, we can say the entire era is soft because a lot of these guys are load managing so much so they had to come with a guideline. When we think about someone like a LeBron James walking off the court early, and we talk about sportsmanship, right? Carrying yourself with class, integrity, things of that nature. A lot of the players in this era do not have that. They do not carry themselves with any class, no honor. They have no integrity. So when we talk about LeBron James, who's supposed to be the greatest player of his era, but he's constantly walking off the court early, being a sore loser, not shaking hands sometimes. Like I said, walking into the locker rooms with minutes to go on the clock. And what will they do? The media will excuse them. No one holds them accountable for this stuff. They did not do that in past eras. When we talk about Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons walking out of the Bulls, there was a legit rivalry there, right? And remember, the Detroit Pistons, the Boston Celtics, the Chicago Bulls, the Lakers, the Sixers, there were rivalries here, right? There's a rivalry there. I don't condone what Isaiah Thomas and them did. I told you this shows lack of class from an Isaiah Thomas being the leader and your whole team walking off. But the one thing I'll give Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons, at least they walked off as a team. As a team. When LeBron James walks off, I tell you guys, he walks off by himself, right? At the end of the game with minutes to go, when Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons left, there was literally seconds to go on the clock, and they walked off as a team. A team. At the end of a finals, an Eastern Conference Finals, against their rival. So I respect that. At least they walked off as a team. LeBron James, there'll be 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go, 4 or 5 minutes to go. There goes LeBron James through the tunnel. No one else with him, except for some security people. No one else with him. He's not leading his team off the court. No, none of this stuff. This is LeBron James being a sore loser, being a crybaby, being a soft wimp like he is. Exposing this era. So remember, guys, Michael Jordan was never perfect. We've never said Michael Jordan was perfect. Nobody's perfect. You know, I heard I don't know, there's this movie called Robin Hood. I don't know if you guys know the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, with Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman. I really think it's a good movie. Obviously, my name is Robin, so I'm always, drawn to these Robins, the Batman and Robin. And I always thought Robin Hood was a cool character, man. Right? Steal from the rich, give to the poor. I'm all about that kind of stuff, man. But when you think about that movie, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, there's a scene in that movie where Morgan Freeman is talking to Kevin Costner. And Kevin Costner is, trying to make it seem as if, he had everything all perfectly planned and XYZ was going to go this way. And Morgan Freeman tells him, there are no perfect men in this world. There's only perfect intentions, right? You can have the perfect intentions, but no one's perfect, man. And that's right on the money. Michael Jordan was never perfect. Remember, this is never personal. We're not talking about Michael Jordan, the person. None of us are perfect. I told you guys, it's not about Michael Jordan, the father or the husband or the best friend. None of that stuff. The boss. No, I'm talking about Michael Jordan, the basketball player. And no, Michael Jordan was not perfect on the basketball court, but he was damn near close to it because Michael Jordan worked on his game so much so that he's really the only player in the history of the game that you could really state had no weaknesses to his game. Just because you don't have weaknesses did not mean you're perfect. Never said that. No one's ever said that. No real Michael Jordan fans ever called Michael Jordan perfect. But like I said, he worked on his game so much so that I remember as a child, when Michael Jordan, watching him, when Michael Jordan would shoot a shot, you assumed it was going in. That was the greatness of Michael Jordan. You expected his shots to go in. Did they always go in? No. And what did I tell you guys about my son? He's 6 years old. He saw a Michael Jordan commercial. This was maybe 6-7 months ago, whatever it was. He sees a Michael Jordan commercial, and he asked me, I always tell you guys this, he says to me, Dad, did Michael Jordan always make the shots in? I could have lied to this kid. I could have been, yeah, man, it's Michael Jordan. He never missed a shot. It's Michael Jordan. No, that would be me trying to imply that Michael Jordan was perfect. But he never was, and he'll never be. No basketball player is perfect. And I told my son, no, Michael Jordan didn't always make the shots, but he was never afraid to take them. I told you guys that. He never backed down. He never quit. That's what I told my son. That's what made Michael Jordan who he was. If he missed 10 shots in a row, he was going to think that he was making the 11th. I told you guys, when he made that shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1989, if you go back and you watch that game, you watch that fourth quarter leading up to that shot, what you'll notice is Michael Jordan's jump shots were flat. It looked like he was getting tired out there. The jump shots were coming off flat. He was hitting the front of the rim. Go back and watch the game. But did that stop Michael Jordan? Did that shake his confidence going into that final shot with 3 seconds left? No, it did not. Michael Jordan had the look of indifference on his face. He was prepared and ready for the moment. This goes to Michael Jordan's greatness. When we talk about Michael Jordan not having any flaws, it's not just about the on-court game, guys. It's also about the mentality of Michael Jordan, right? The intangibles of Michael Jordan. To me, Michael Jordan had all of these things that a lot of great players have maybe 9 of 10 of the categories, maybe not all 10. Michael Jordan had all 10, right? He had the well-rounded game on both ends. He had the skills on offense, the skills on defense. He had the leadership that a lot of people do not have at that level. He's one of the great leaders in NBA's history, Michael Jordan, right? He had the intangibles like heart, grit, toughness, right? He also carried himself with integrity, with class and honor. He respected the game. He played with a love of the game, and he respected the fans. That's why he showed up to work 82 games almost damn near every single season, man. Right? A lot of players, most players do not have all of those intangibles all in one package. Michael Jordan had that along with the athleticism that was through the roof. So remember, guys, Michael Jordan was never perfect. No player is perfect. And we've never talked about on this channel, we've never said that Michael Jordan was perfect. Michael Jordan had no weaknesses because he worked on his game. That goes to Michael Jordan's hard work and determination. That doesn't mean he was perfect. So when you hear these people say we're done with the 90s and they try to, when they say, quote unquote, expose Michael Jordan and say, oh, he doesn't have a left hand or he went out of bounds here, why did he dribble there, this was a bad shot there, blah, blah, blah. Michael Jordan wasn't perfect, man. But yet and still, he was perfect in the NBA Finals. 6-0. Remember that, guys. Those are the facts, man. We must continue to set the record straight on Michael Jordan, the past eras, man. Right? Michael Jordan was not perfect. No NBA basketball player is perfect. No athlete's perfect. No human being is perfect. So all these fake idiots think that they're saying something. Ain't saying a damn thing. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.